Then after, when you come to launching the business, to start a new business, some key points are required. Among them, the first step is identification of new venture opportunities. We have to identify that if there is opportunities and their types. Even we need to figure out its percentage. Second stage, evaluation and selection of new venture opportunities. Then we have to evaluate the opportunity that we identify. On the third stage, we need to see technical, marketing, and financial feasibility of the identification project. Also, the other point that focus on. On third step, technical, marketing, and financial feasibility of the identification project. Also, the other point that focus on. On fourth step, we have to assess our capability in all directions to start the business. Analysis of competition also, the other very important point. It helps us to predict our opportunities and treat also. So it helps us to make ready for every challenges. It helps us to face the challenges. It also makes us stronger to overcome the challenges and survive in the market. Developing action plan. Then we need to set our plan. Finally, we start the business. We implement the business that we plan to do through continuous evaluation. In general speaking, to start your business, refine your idea first. Then write a business plan in answering some WH questions. Once you have your idea in place, you need to ask yourself a few important questions. What is the purpose of your business? Who are you selling to? What are your end goals? How will you finance your startup costs? This question can be answered in a well-written business plan. Then assess your finance. Starting any business has a price. So you need to determine how you are going to cover those costs. Do you have the means to fund your startup? Or will you need to borrow money? If you are planning to leave your current job to focus on your business, do you have money put away to support yourself until you make a profit? Determining the structural legality, also the point that has to be focused before you start your new business, whether you're going to structure in sole proprietorship or partnership. To run a business, a manager or leader needs to analyze the business environment. In this regard, the strategic management model is key point. In a strategic management model, we have to analyze the environment. Then, what are our environment? Customers, competitors, market, technology, other factors. Then anticipate the future. After we anticipate the future, our trends, assumptions, opportunities, threats, all this after we anticipate it, then we have to define the philosophy of our mission and the values. Finally, define our direction to the competitors, competitions, value propositions, and products or services. All these things has to be considered. Then we set our goals. Okay, desired results, measures, current performance, goals, all these things has to be considered in the goal setting time. Finally, create our plan, whether it's project or operational plans. So we need to strategically analyze. In short speaking, planning for growth means planning for change. Because in a business, to grow means to change. It may be a growth in sales or widening your products or services. In this regard, preparing a business growth plan is very important because it is an outline for where a company sees itself in the next 1 or 2 years. The growth plan should be formatted to follow along with each quarter. At the end of each quarter, the company can review what goals it met and what goals it missed during that period. At this point, management can revise the business growth plan to reflect current market standing. Why business growth plan is important? Why? Why the growth plan is important? The main reason why business growth plan are important is, the first, to share the market, then to minimize risks, and to plan on revenue. That's why business growth plan is very important. What factors impact business growth? Obviously, countless factors can affect your business growth. But some of the key elements are leadership, management, customer loyalty. So you have to work on these points. On the other side, there are also countless growth strategies for business, such as market strategy, development, product strategy, and diversification are some of them. To successfully write a business growth plan, what you have to do is first think ahead. The future is always unpredictable, but if you study your target market, your competition, and the past growth of your company, you can plan for future expansion. Second, study other growth plans. Third, discover opportunities for growth. Then at the fourth stage, you have to evaluate your team, because your plan should include an assessment of your employees and a look at staffing requirements to meet your growth objectives. By assessing your own skills and those of your employees, you can determine how much growth can be accomplished with your present team. You will also know when to start hiring additional people and what skill set to look for in those new hires. Then you need to find the capital. Finally, you can start writing. But if your business is launching as a new, you have to consider and identifying the new idea of product or service. Again, you have to assess the market and competitors. In this regard, don't give up for failure, because you learn far more from your failure than your success. Remember, be careful. Don't give up for failure. Don't give up for failure, because you learn far more from your failure than your success. Failure is the key to success. Try, then try again. One of the most important senses most humans passes is pain. Pain allows us to learn very quickly from our mistakes. Picking up a sharp object, falling over, bumping into things, dropping something on your foot. The pain involved quickly allow children to learn not to do these things. Without pain, children would not learn through their failure. Without this failure, they would not learn how to succeed. Moving into adulthood and professional life, failure is very often viewed as a negative thing. Be careful. As a people and a business, we are all going to fail sometimes. No person or company is successful at everything, and failure can teach us a great deal. So don't afraid of failure. It will be your future lesson. The important thing is to understand the failures and learn from them. Leaders certainly found that the hardest and most important lessons have always come from failures. It is what ultimately helped us become successful. If you look at the history of successful entrepreneurs, you will often see they had multiple failures before becoming successful. The family firm, sometimes called family-owned business. It may be defined as any business in which two or more family members are involved and the majority of ownership or control lies within a family. By the way, it has own advantages and drawbacks. Where the advantages conflicts can be reduced in negotiation way, and also they agree on issues easily without going to court. This is the advantage of the family-owned business. When it comes to its disadvantage, also it has drawbacks. The business runs with poor management and leadership skills, mostly traditional. In this way, the business will be traditional way. Decisions are not scientific and systematic. It may be through bashfulness. No sustainable growth due to unable to face changes. Do you think that there is possibility of turning entrepreneur to leader? The answer should be yes. It is possible. Even this is the real turning point in your transition from entrepreneur to leader. The transition from entrepreneur to leader involves a change of mindset, just a change of mindset. You need to make sure that you are always working on the business, while other employees are working in the business. You understand? You need to make sure that you are always working on the business, while other employees are working in the business. But to make this real, first, you have to let go of your ego. Let go of your ego. Second, don't wait for volunteers. Third, share all essential resources. Make sure you have put all of the resources in place to ensure that your employees can succeed at their task without having to wait on further details. Fourth, patience is a virtue because it will be a learning curve for your staffs as it is for you. Be patient while they learn to complete these new tasks and leave extra time to account for this. Fifth and finally, give praise and recognition. When an employee does well, praise them for it. Give credit where credit is due. This will create a positive and productive work environment where employees feel valued and motivated to produce good work.